Growing up, I used to sing, "Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world," but I never thought God would actually send me to see other children of the world. Backing up a bit, this is a picture of the church where I used to worship with my grandparents. My great-grandparents were immigrants to America from Germany. My grandfather taught in the two-room schoolhouse that was attached to this church in St. Peter's in Cornelius. My grandfather's original call papers were in German, and he used to joke with me that his call papers were more authentic than mine because they were written in the original German. My mother was also a Lutheran school teacher. This is a picture of her first class of students. She taught at Trinity Lutheran School in Oregon City. 15 years later, she was teaching at Trinity Lutheran School in Portland, Oregon, and that was where I attended Lutheran schools for the first time. I attended Portland Lutheran High School, and I later attended Concordia University in Portland, Oregon. This is my very first class of students. My first call was to Zion Lutheran School in Corvallis, Oregon, and I was there for 4 years before I started teaching in the public school system. I enjoyed working in the public school system, but I missed having the opportunity to talk about my faith. So I went on the website of Lutheran World Missions, or LCMS World Missions, and I found that they had some opportunities for me to spend my summer teaching English. I figured I'd just go down to South America and volunteer for a while. But God had other plans in mind for me. Instead of volunteering to teach English, I was paid to teach grade 5 at Hong Kong International School. Here's a view from one of the apartments that I had while I was teaching there. The school had and still has about 2,600 students, prep through 12 or age 3 to grade 12, and I was one of 9 grade 5 teachers. I was there when the school implemented a one-to-one MacBook program, and I began to develop my leadership skills. While in Hong Kong, I met my husband, Glenn Abercrombie. We moved to Australia so we could be closer to his 3 gorgeous children. Good News Lutheran College just outside of Melbourne offered me a job, and I now have a view of a different city. If you feel like God is calling you on an overseas adventure, you'll find that some things about schooling are the same and some things are slightly different. For example, you still take students to camp, but the wildlife may look a bit different. I've learned that in Australia, separation of church and state means that the government will go ahead and pay for the educational parts of a Lutheran school. They just won't pay for the church building or the pastors. Lutheran schools in Australia provide plenty of professional development for teachers. One of the important professional development pieces is a course called Pathways. It's actually 3 courses. The first year you focus on spirituality, the second you focus on theology, and the third year you focus on vocation. All Lutheran teachers in Australia complete the same program. Teachers who are not trained to teach Christian studies in university go through professional development called Equip. It's a series of 10 modules where teachers learn how to make units and better share the love of Jesus during their Christian studies class. Like children in other parts of the world, the children in Australian Lutheran schools are gorgeous. As Lutheran school educators, we have the privilege of watching them develop physically, spiritually, academically, and emotionally. And I find that Lutheran educators all over the world are now embracing the importance of service learning and cultural understanding in our 21st century world. From my move to Australia and beyond, I've gained a new understanding of the word home. I've learned that home is no longer just geographical. It's a gift that God gives us through the people He brings into our lives. After a while, when people ask you where you're from, you're not quite sure what to say. The one thing you know for sure is that you're a child of God, and Jesus does love all the little children of the world.